Welcome. You're listening to the I'm Wired to Inspire podcast, creatively engineered by Nicole, the inspiration specialist. I'm Wired to Inspire is a powerfully packed podcast filled with inspiration and encouragement to get you through your day. It's designed to inspire you to live your authentic purpose. Now, stay tuned for your host, Nicole, the inspiration specialist, on today's episode of I'm Wired to Inspire.
Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today on my podcast. I'm Nicole, the inspiration specialist, and I'm wired to inspire you to live your authentic purpose. So y'all, I want to talk to you today about low-level thinking. I'm going to cut right to the chase. There are some of you who are speaking things against yourself, and you don't even realize that's what you're doing. There are some of you who you spend so much time in conversation. You spend so much time being petty, being mad, being angry. You so drove about this. You so aggravated about that. She do this. I ain't talking to her no more. I'm mad with her. It's just stupid. Like the enemy just got you chasing your tail, just being so foolish, not realizing that the enemy wants you to stay in low level thinking. Oh, he make me sick. He always this. And come on, listen. I was talking to somebody recently, and they were passionately explaining to me their case, right? Now, I want to set this story up for you. This is a person that what I see in them, and I believe that this might be a default God gave me because I have a tendency to see things in seed form and fruit. So many times the Lord will give me a seed, and I literally will see that seed as the actual fruit, when in most cases, I know a lot of times most people get the seed and they see it as what it is. They see it as a seed. So mind you, this person is explaining this story and telling me what was going on with them. And the whole time I have like super high level thinking. I see them all the way up here doing all of these magnificent things. And I realized that they were so passionate about their story. And they were so passionate about why is this? And they felt so vindicated and justified. And I just was, I felt like, what? Like, huh? Really? Like, this is where you ended up with this conversation? Like, this is what you're saying? I was so floored because I could not believe that person thought so low, not only of God, but also of themselves. And their response to handling things was just so low level, and it was so not conducive to where God was trying to take them. I couldn't even let them finish the story in its entirety. I had to literally cut them off, and I had to ask them to forgive me. But I just could not let another second go by and listen to the foolery coming out of their mouth. In the same breath, y'all, when people talk about like problems and issues that they have, but they're not trying to find a way to rectify it, that's going to always lead you down a rabbit hole of confusion. Always. When you get to a certain point in your life, if you cannot communicate properly like a human being, like an adult, if you get to a certain place where you're just so immature and low level in your thinking that you feel justified for not expressing what you need to express, that is a red flag. That is the part that people don't like to talk about. I know most of the time everything is so encouraging and so, oh, yeah, but y'all, not today. This is encouragement, all right, but this is encouragement in a different way. This is encouragement to snap out of it and to grow up. This is encouragement, and I'm speaking to myself too. I'm not just coming at y'all. I'm taking this in for myself too. Because here's the thing. There are people right now listening to this and think that I'm full of it because they mad at me for something or they don't like. Whatever. It is what it is. I tell y'all all the time, for years I would not do anything because I knew I was so imperfect that I did not want to get in front of nobody and tell them nothing until I had all my stuff perfect. I had all my stuff straight. But you know what I figured out? Even when I'm trying to do the best thing, or even if I mess up and make a mistake, or I say something I don't need to say, or I do something I need to do, somebody always waiting to be mad and angry about something. Somebody always ready to be jealous. Somebody always ready to say whatever. That is just never going to change because that's just the way life is. So I had to come to the conclusion that no matter what's out there that's not in my favor, whether I caused it or not, or whether it was done to me, it still just is what it is. And if I sat around and stopped doing what I needed to do because I was too worried about other people who did not have enough, whatever they needed, they didn't have enough high level thinking to get past wherever they were, or didn't even bring it to my attention, I can't stay in that space. You understand? Like, I can't stay in that space. So I'm speaking to myself and to you as well. I have to go off of myself too, like Robin, practice what you preach, because you're saying one thing and you're doing another. And that's why it's so hard. I don't think people understand when people are out there talking and putting things out, it's so easy to judge people. It's so easy to say, well, why are you doing this and that? No, it is easy to judge them, but you're not walking in their shoes. You don't know what they're going through. And you don't know how sometimes, y'all, you could be dead wrong doing something and God will still make you speak on it. God will still make you do that because he wants you to be transparent about your shortcomings. So a part of low level thinking is to graduate and to be okay with knowing that you make mistakes. A part of low level thinking is saying, you know what? I make mistakes, but whatever. I don't care. I don't care if I hurt their feelings. Like, oh, well, I don't care if they mad. That's low level thinking. You know, I'm not worried about that. I'm sick of this. Okay, low level thinking. High level thinking does not mean that you settle and you let people walk all over you. High level thinking does not mean that you just act like nothing is going on and it doesn't exist and you don't address it. High level thinking is not just completely shutting it down as if it never happened. None of that is high level thinking. High level thinking is saying, I need to assess, why am I behaving this way? I need to assess, what am I doing wrong? What is my thing? And I want to say this to you before I go. To those of you who are mad at somebody, you're mad at the situation, you can't stand your coworkers, you done got into it with a friend, a family member, you feel like you don't have the money you want, you don't have the house you want, you don't have the relationship you want. To that person that I'm talking to right now, myself included, go to God and say, I know I'm mad. I know I feel offended. I done went ask 1,000 people if I was wrong or not, but you still ain't come to the source. You still ain't go to the person. You still didn't try to fix the thing with the job. You still didn't fill out the resume or the application. Never mind, you never did none of that now. Okay, never mind that part. Go to God and say, hey, listen, I need you to show me myself. Even if I was offended, even if I did this thing wrong, even if I was jacked up, even if I didn't do it right, okay? I need you to show me myself, even if they messed over me, even if they played me, even if they didn't do it right, even if I caught them red-handed, even if I don't like what they did. I want you to show me myself in this situation. And let me tell y'all what the Lord has done historically for me. Every time I have done it, I kid you not, he always ends up showing me myself in something that I could do better, even when the offense was caused to me. Some of you are blocking your blessings because of low-level thinking. Some of you have married yourself to unforgiveness. Some of you have married yourself to being right. And some of you have married yourself to offense. Some of you have married yourself to, I have a right to be mad. That's all good. But know this, whatever you marry yourself to, that's what you get the benefits of. So if you marry yourself to unforgiveness and being angry, that's the benefits you're going to get. That's the seed that you have sown. And you know what ends up happening? Even if that person or that situation or whatever the case may be messed over you, the tables are going to turn and then you're going to be the bad guy. So let's get out of low-level thinking. Let's switch this thing up and let's show the enemy that we're not to be played with. Let's show the enemy that God, the God we serve, will set you apart and put you in position so that you can prosper and that you can graduate to high level thinking. It is time for you to move and shift in the direction in which God wants you to go. When they go low, we go high. I'm wired to inspire. I hope you are too.
Thanks for listening to I'm Wired to Inspire podcast at I'mWiredToInspire.com. If you enjoyed the show, spread the word and be sure to hit the 5-star rating on iTunes. For more information on this podcast and inspirational products and services, log on to I'mWiredToInspire.com. And remember to live your authentic purpose. Thanks again and see you next time.